Interviewing. Interviewing is a skill that can be learned. If I can impart any advice on interviewing to all of you, it's don't wait until the night before to practice any interviewing questions. Make certain you get to your career center and practice with someone in the career center or with your mentor that you sign up for. Included in your packet is a list of the 50 most common interviewing questions. My advice is bullet point the answers to those questions and then role play. Role play once, twice, 3 times. I know much of my business, I would say 25% of my business are clients coming to me for interviewing training. It's awkward to sit down and role play, but I can guarantee you, you will gain confidence if you do this. The more you practice, the luckier you're going to be. So what do employers look for when hiring someone? Well, number one, they look for attitude, being able to connect with the interviewer. Be aware of current events. You know, how are those Reds playing? Oh, the Bengals are starting. What about what's happening in downtown Cincinnati? Be current on what's happening. Is image important? Absolutely, image is important. You can, again, be bold. Ask them, how would you like me to come dressed for an interview? Just like the example I gave before. You want to look the part. You only have a short period of time to impress. So if you don't have a good interviewing suit or outfit, get one now. Don't wait until the night before. Get a good haircut. For women, not a lot of makeup, not a lot of jewelry, but you want to look the part. Then you want to have good communication skills. One way to keep those communication skills sharp is possibly joining Toastmasters. I do recommend to a lot of clients that they join Toastmaster, where it will sharpen those presentation skills. And surprisingly, a lot of my clients take my advice, and they do, and you can notice the difference that Toastmasters makes. It's there where, just briefly, you get up, they give you a subject matter, and for 3 minutes you talk off the cuff about whatever subject matter they assigned you, and then in a gentle way they critique you. Toastmasters. But in an interview, you want to take those communication skills, you want to take your experience and your education, and you want to connect the dots for the interviewer. What do I mean by that? You want to tell them, the interviewer, how you are the person for them. Okay? Make a correlation. Questions that you need to start thinking about, and I've included the 50 most common interviewing questions, is what are your strengths and weaknesses? You ought to know that. Tell me about yourself. Tell me about yourself is most current and work your way back. Tell me a time when you worked with someone that you didn't get along with. Most interviews now are behavioral based. And my advice would be, again, bullet point examples of these questions. Using the STAR approach, state the situation, the task, the action, and most importantly, the results. What's your greatest accomplishment? What's your greatest disappointment? A couple of tips. If you don't know an answer to a question, don't open this thing and let words start tumbling out. Say, that's a great question. May I have a moment to think about that? And then turn your head away. 10, 15, 20, 25 seconds. Try to come up with an answer. Come back, either deliver the answer, or number 2, say, I don't have an answer for you right now. We'll come back to that at the end. Or number 3, if you don't have it at the end, what do? You say, in my follow-up note to you, I will have an answer. Okay? All through the interviewing process, you are connecting the dots why you are the person for this position. Another thing, during an interview, if you have the opportunity early on in the interview, ask what qualities are you seeking in the person that you hire for this position that's not written on this job description. And then guess what you're going to do? You're going to weave their answer as to how you fill those requirements throughout the interview. Another thing is, don't go on and on when asked a question. I remember this occurred in the last few years where I sent a client, a fairly high-end client, to a headhunter who I had just begun working with him, and he really wasn't prepared to go out on an interview. But I sent him anyway because she said, I've got this immediate need. His name was Jay, I sent Jay out. Jay went through the interview. She calls me back, the headhunter does. Deanna, you gotta work with that young man. I said, what's the problem? He talks too much. You gotta learn to answer the question and then zip it. All right? But on the other hand, it should be a conversation because you're interviewing them as much as they're interviewing you. And again, once the interview's over, ask for the position. Ask for the sale. Which I said, thank you, Mrs. Glasgo. I appreciate the time you spent with me today. I'm excited about this opportunity here at XYZ Company. I believe I have the skills you need to fill this position. Just let me highlight some of my accomplishments. Bop, 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 bop. In fact, I feel so strongly about it that I've prepared this document to leave with you today to tell you why I believe I'm an excellent match for this position, and I'm ready to move on to the next step. What is our next step? When can I expect to hear back from you? And if I don't hear back from you, would it be all right if I contacted you? So ask for the sale.